To conduct the dry park check procedure on a rear-wheel drive vehicle, start by placing the wheels on a flat, dry surface. An assistant being in the vehicle rocking the steering wheel back and forth between 11 and 1. Since the tires are on a hard surface, any play or wear will be taken up by the components. Now with rocking the steering wheel back and forth, I don't see any play in the pitman arm. If there were any sideways movement in the pitman arm, the part would need to be replaced. Now let's follow the system out to the outer tie rod ends. There should be no play in the outer tie rods. There should also be no play in the inner tie rods. If you notice any movement in either the inner or the outer tie rod ends, the part would need to be replaced. Many manufacturers specify 25 pounds of pressure up and down and look for any perceptible movement. That's okay, but some technicians will use leverage such as a pry bar or channel locks. With a large enough pry bar, I can get play out of any tie rod end. Same thing with channel locks. That is why both of these are not acceptable procedures for checking tie rod ends. Even though the track bar is not considered a steering part, it can also be checked using the dry park check procedure. While rocking the steering wheel back and forth, you should not see any movement in the track bar. While conducting the dry park check, if the steering gear box mounting was loose or if the frame was rusted, the whole steering gear box would move back and forth. You should not see any movement in the box or the gear itself. The spline should look good. The pitman arm should have no movement. Also check the intermediate steering shaft. You shouldn't see any movement in that shaft either. Before you check the vehicle's ball joints, look up the factory specifications and recommended test procedures, especially jacking procedures, because every vehicle is a little bit different. For this rear-wheel drive vehicle, the manufacturer recommends we jack up the vehicle by the axle as close as we can to the ball joint. Now we're going to take a small pry bar and lift up and down on the tire assembly and look for any play in the ball joint. According to the factory specifications, there should be none. I don't see any play in either the upper or the lower ball joints, so this side passes the inspection.